Hello and welcome everyone to the very newest episode of Questions Only. Episode 8. I am really notoriously bad with remembering the numbers of episodes. So this is episode, and I'm not talking about just this. There's other things that I've done. Welcome to episode 8 of the Questions Only podcast. I'm your host, Mason Beals.
And I'm your host, Sam Beals.
Energy feels pretty high this morning. I like it.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Yeah, it's great.
It might have been the Coke.
It might have been.
But also could have been coffee?
Well, I mean, I did a lot more Coke than coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
How much Coke?
It was like...
Because, you usually have to have more coffee than Coke if you want them to equivalate each other.
Oh, they're not equivalent, though. I really stepped it up on the Coca-Cola. Oh. And
Yeah.
A lot of caffeine in that.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Mom says you're not supposed to have sugar.
I know.
This is a dumb bit.
A little bit it is.
Well, welcome everybody to the dumbest podcast in the world.
Yeah.
We're your two hosts, the dumbest hosts that exist.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to hop straight into this. For first-time listeners, welcome. What we do is we just answer questions. The world is full of questions, and we try and we do to the best of our abilities to answer questions.
Yeah, that's just as good as I could put it.
Probably better. I'm a little bit better at enunciating words.
That's fair.
Like the word enunciation is...
Enunciation.
I think mine was better.
Maybe. I don't... Okay.
Enunciation.
Anywho's how? Enunciation.
Enunciation.
We're done with this.
All right, fine. Shall we move on to the
Enunciation.
Well, actually, Sam, we haven't talked about our weeks. How was your week? Was it a whole lot of nothing?
So, updating you guys on my job.
Situation.
I don't have one now.
Yeah.
So
just completely fired.
Basically, so I went onto the scheduling website. I can still log on for some reason, but my name's just not even there anymore. It used to be there and then just like no scheduled hours. Now, my name's just not there. Like they fired me. They haven't called me. They haven't anything.
You're like you said last week, your job totally ghosted you.
Yeah, and then so I checked, like, the other two names that also got hired, like, the same day that I did. They're not there either. They hired 3 hosts on the same day, gave them each about, two half shifts, and then fired us all. I still haven't picked up my check, but I got a free shirt, so I'm gonna... I don't know, honestly, so
really just a win all around.
But, yeah, I mean...
Wow.
I don't know.
What happened to your voice there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that's honestly though, that's a good sign that you shouldn't work there though. What's funny also is that you've now been in the working world for like 2 months and you've already been fired, and I have not ever been fired.
I wouldn't.
I know it's
say
not like
that's
you were
the
fired
case
because of who you are. You're fired because like
I wouldn't say that I was fired. I'm
gonna keep saying that you're fired, and I want that to just trail with you to every job.
I was not fired.
It feels like it.
It was a loss of communication.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Both parties.
If it were me who'd gotten hired there, I would have hated it, and then they would have just wanted more of me. And then since I want people to like me, I would have just kept working there. That's what's happened with all my other jobs. That it's like with
all your other jobs.
Most of my jobs, just 2 of my 4 jobs.
Yeah.
Basically, that were service industry jobs.
Yeah.
The 2 jobs were service industry jobs. I try to quit, and they're just like, please don't. Everyone fucking sucks here.
Yeah.
And that's like my boss is saying that. And then I end up just being like on call. And then I usually start working there again just because I'm like, I like money, and I don't appreciate free time enough. So
yeah, that's fair.
That's how that goes.
But hey, if you keep weekends off, we can actually record.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's nice.
I mean, we've found some time.
Yeah.
But it'll be less stressful and more enjoyable because we get to just get some coffee in the morning and see our sister at work.
Drink mine, so.
Yeah, drink yours real quick. But mine was hot, so I let it just get to nice lukewarm temperatures.
Mine was... Oh, okay. That's all great for the audio listeners. Anyways, mine was
Mason's
cold.
Corner of ASMR. This is me drinking liquid diarrhea. All right. Should we move on to the first question?
Yeah, let's do that.
I think we've dilly-dallied enough.
Yep.
Sam.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bit of a philosophical question on its own. If an ambulance is on its way to save someone and it runs someone over, does it stop to help them? My first initial thought is like, this has had to have happened.
At least once.
At least. Like, if Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg have a cooking show, someone has been run over by an ambulance on the way to the hospital.
That's fair.
Do you think they stop? What do you think the protocol is? There has to be some rule in place for, like, what the protocol is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, we could look it up, but let's...
Yeah, what I think they do is they stop, help the person that's right there, and then they just call, like, I don't know, dispatch or whatever to send a different one.
Okay.
There, because I don't think that they can just hit that person, and because then that's a hit and run.
Yes, true. So but would you think like they would just make room in their ambulance though? Because like this is what we're here for. Like
they might pick up both. I mean,
and then it's just like a crowded ambulance.
Yeah,
and then like I wonder if there's ever been like sort of a competition between the two rescuees that they're like,
no, I'm hurt more.
Yeah, like you're like we're losing. Oh, you're losing me. It's like. That person that would be me in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Like, pay attention to me.
More attention.
And then you just grab a knife. You're like, oh, my finger fell off. How did that even happen?
Yeah, they're like, okay.
This would almost make kind of a good SNL sketch, actually. So yeah, I think they would stop probably to like pick them up.
I would say so.
And
let's just not look it up.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's just say you guys can send it to us. And we will give you the email at the end. Fair?
This is like a weird.
We just have
situation.
nothing in our inbox.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, send us whatever. Send us pictures of your dogs. You know?
I thought you were going to say something else. Dogs. Yes.
Dick pics?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Send us pictures of your fingernails. I don't know.
Unless they're gross.
No, even gross. I think the gross ones would be better.
Why?
Because like, oh, gross! Look at that. Like
that's fair.
You know,
but
everybody likes to look at stuff that's like really disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, I should. But say
I'd rather look
at good nails.
I was gonna say dogs.
Dogs, yes.
Yeah,
overall dogs.
Cute.
I'd rather look at dogs than gross nails.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. That was kind of a quickie.
Yes.
Would you rather eat shit that tasted like chocolate or eat chocolate that tasted like shit?
Probably just the.
Think about it. Would you rather eat shit that tasted like chocolate or eat chocolate that tasted like crap? And I just copy and pasted a question, so that's weird that they had like crap at the end and shit at the beginning.
I would have, yeah, okay. Just because just the idea of it is so gross, I would have to go with chocolate that tasted like shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, just knowing that thing
came from someone.
Yeah, like went through someone else's digestion. I can't talk. You're right. You enunciate things better.
Digestive tract.
Sure. Well, you didn't say digestion system. Anyways.
That's not the correct term.
I know.
The fact that I didn't say the wrong thing incorrectly makes me an asshole.
Yep. So I would say, yeah, just gross tasting chocolate, you know?
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, at least I know that was made artificially,
right.
You know?
Like the Harry Potter jelly beans.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that game for a second?
No. So,
how do they make those beans so gross? How do they make such gross beans? There's like vomit flavor. It tastes like vomit.
Yeah, I mean, they I don't know. I hope it's just not vomit.
Here's a question though. If one of your friends came over to your house and they were like, "Hey, I found this gag gift. It's chocolate that tastes like shit."
Okay.
Are you going to try it?
Probably.
Yeah?
I'd probably.
But here's the thing. You really couldn't confirm whether or not it tastes like shit or not.
That's fair.
Because
I've never eaten shit.
I have not either. I can't even. No. Never have I ever eaten shit. Everybody puts their fingers down. That doesn't make any sense if you've never played the game. Never have I ever.
Has anybody
Never
have I ever not
played. Never have I ever.
That would be a good one, except for the fact that you'd get your own finger.
It's kind of paradoxical. Anyways,
yep.
So you would try shit flavored chocolate if someone offered it to you? I think that answers the question as a whole, though, because if somebody came up to you and they like had a bag of poop, they're like, I promise you it tastes like I promise you it tastes like the best chocolate you've ever had.
No.
Like, like he puts some in his mouth or she puts some shit in their mouth and they're like, I swear this is so delicious.
I still would.
But it was in me.
I still wouldn't. Yeah, no. I would definitely try some gross tasting chocolate.
Yeah.
Because I'm like...
Because also that shit is like probably not good for you to eat.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, chocolate's not good for you, but okay. I would probably assume that chocolate is good for you. It's like, oh, it's like 100% dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, 100% dark chocolate does kind of already taste like shit.
So...
Yeah, all right, so that makes sense.
Yep.
And I'd rather eat chocolate that tasted like shit.
Yeah.
I must have the other one.
Well, shit,
we're in agreement there. I think we answered that to the best of our abilities. Shall we do another one before we get into the philosophy?
Yeah.
All right.
Another one.
Do you want another shit-based one, or do you want more of a hypothetical one?
Probably hypothetical.
Let's do the hypothetical.
Okay.
You're a mad scientist.
Okay.
What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue?
So
I want this
I feel
question
like
wants
ethics
you to
is a
get big. Yeah.
Big thing about that.
But it's not. Like, just say like.
Okay. So is it like? But what is an issue is we
it's
don't
trying
know
to
if it'll
figure out
work.
if you're a fucking sicko.
Yeah,
like,
but do we know like if it'll work or not?
No, it's just an experiment. You just want to see if it'll happen.
So like it could kill me.
Sure, if it's to yourself.
I was gonna say like try to give myself superpowers.
Yeah, but why not test that on other people first?
Because I want superpowers.
But then if it's a success on them,
then they have superpowers and I might not be able to recreate it on myself, and then I would.
You would be able to recreate it yourself because you did it in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
That's the point of experimentation, Sam. It's not like it's supposed to be a one-time thing.
I'd kill them off because I want to be the only one with powers.
Okay, fine. So
you're like, oh no, it has side
So
effects.
it would just be superhero based.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, I want to hear where you start in this scientific process. Do you start with like science fiction-y stuff? Do you kind of go like, all right, so the Flash was struck by lightning with a bunch of chemicals around him. Let's start there. And you get a person, or you get a lab rat, you get an animal, you put a bunch of chemicals around them, and you're just constantly hidden with like a Tesla bolt.
Yeah, I'd probably start there. You know, I wouldn't start with radioactive spider.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's a long trip up. You know, like first off, that spider wouldn't survive if you like just dipped it in like liquid uranium.
Well, you wouldn't do that, but you just
microwave it. See, we're not scientists, so this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, but I'd probably, you know, I feel like the best bet that I can think of is just kind of like trying different chemicals and then just electricity.
Yeah, so you hire out other scientists that you're like, where could we start? And they're like, I don't want to do this. Don't start. Like, we could start off, say, with super strength. Like, we kind of create a steroid. Like, that's where I would start off. I would do something sort of like along the lines of Bane from the comic books, you know?
Yeah.
Where you're creating a serum that gives you super strength.
Yeah, maybe even something that just, like, increases, like, endurance. Like tenfold, you know?
Yeah,
you could, like
a Captain America kind of a thing.
Yeah, because there's like, you know, you can like inject like oxygen into your blood. You know, like runners do that to cheat.
Really?
Yeah, it's a thing to like. I don't know.
How do you add oxygen to your blood?
It's like not liquid oxygen, but it's.
I was gonna say that would kill you.
Yeah, it's
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something like that.
So dumb. We are so dumb. I love it.
Oh my god.
So
never take advice from us.
Yeah. Kids don't inject liquid oxygen into your veins. Or
if
do.
You
we don't know if it's bad.
Yeah, ethics aren't a problem.
Ethics aren't you're our experiment.
Yeah.
So,
we're not liable for this.
There are things like steroids, you know, there's performance enhancement drugs. I would probably stick along the side. Yeah. I was trying to think if there was something that I wanted to like experiment on people or humans or animals, but I'm like, no, I think.
Well, maybe like
superheroes.
I was gonna
superpowers
say, like,
is like the
limb
best
regrowth. You know, like
yeah,
like kind of like the lizard.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's it. Because that one...
I'm sure they are already experimenting with that. But
yeah,
you're
but
saying,
if you're saying, like, money's not a problem...
Money and ethics aren't a problem.
So I could, test out...
on humans.
Yeah, weird things on humans,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So...
It's like, but I have all my limbs. Not... Yeah,
you don't
right
have
now.
a tail. You don't have a tail.
You don't have a tail, and right now you have all your limbs.
Yeah.
That can change.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if we can put an ear where your eye is. I don't want that.
I would maybe experiment with, like, extra limb stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Tails.
Yeah, if someone was just like, hey, I'm down, like, I'll take,
mutation
like,
stuff.
2 more arms.
Yeah.
I'd put them where they don't want them, though.
You're like, I should have read the fine print.
Yeah. I'd put them, like, just sticking out of their, like stomach instead of, like,
I was, like, wondering what that gesture was. Like, I'd stick out of their
I mean, people would...
dick.
Sure. I feel like people would... If they had 2 extra arms, they'd want them just right below their arms.
Right. You're like, but they're coming out of their back.
Okay, now that I think about it, though...
Oh, that would suck. Trying to sleep with arms coming out of your back.
Well, yeah, just anywhere, because I'm like...
Right,
you just have 2 extra
limbs.
limbs.
Are the biggest problem when you sleep. I was trying to sleep on the couch last night. Like, I was just so tired.
I slept on your guys' couch, like, the past 3 nights.
So last night, I was, like, kind of just falling asleep. Like, I was just too lazy to go and get my own bed, like people do every now and then. Huh. Like, I'm trying to justify it. Like, people do this, I swear. But
I'm not the only one.
But I was, like, laying, and, like, one arm was, like, crossed kind of across my chest, and then the other arm was, like, just basically up in the air, like this, and you're like, this is so... my hand feels like it needs to do something less or more. Mm-hmm. I can't tell.
I always end up having it to where, like, yeah, one arm, will be tucked by me or whatever, tucked in between my legs, something like that. And then one arm will just be, like, on my nightstand. Like, it almost needs to be on, like, a hard surface, something like that.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I can't sleep with my arm down. Like, I don't like it hanging below my bed.
I used to not be able to, but I've kind of crossed a point to where I'm like, I'm sleeping where I want to sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep however is Sam's motto.
Yeah.
Mine's not. Whenever. Like, I don't like sleeping. I think it stems from when I was a kid, and I just thought, like, something was going to grab my hand.
Yeah. I feel like that's what a lot of people think. But
it just feels like, it's dangling.
I'm like, nothing wants to be under my bed.
I like to tuck, like, I tuck up into myself.
Yeah.
Or, like, grab onto my pillow and just I fucking love this.
Yeah, that's what for the most part, that's how I would sleep.
Yeah.
Like, when we lived in Idaho, just open my window, have it super cold, snuggle up in a warm blanket so that, you have... That's nice. That's the best night to sleep, nice. Because you have the fresh air coming in, it's cold, but then you're camping. Like... Yeah. So then... But now that I live in Texas...
It sucks, dude.
At, like, night, it doesn't drop below, like, 80.
It's hot.
So I'm like, can't... Oh, plus just bugs alone. I don't have
true.
Screens on my window.
You don't?
No.
That you should.
Yeah, I should. I think I have them on one of my screens.
This is not interesting.
No, it's not.
But
it's not.
Like what happened yesterday? No. Oh, it was last night at 1 a.m. Like, I fell asleep on the couch, and then Logan comes in with all the scooters.
Oh my gosh.
My roommate / friend / my sister's boyfriend has been, like, picking up electric scooters around Austin, and charging them. Like, you just get paid. I don't know if this is other places or whatever. Who's listening? Who cares? But he came at 1 a.m. I kind of, like, woke up and I was like, how many scooters you got? Like, immediately. I wasn't like, hey, how's it going? How was work? I just woke up and I was like, how many scooters you got? And he's like, 10. I was like, all right. And I just, like, put my shoes on and helped him carry the rest up.
No, I did that.
And then I, like, went to fucking bed.
Yeah, when I was staying at your guys' house, just watching TV, and then Olivia would be like, Logan's here, and we'd just carry up all the scooters.
I wish we lived on the first floor.
Yeah, that'd be a lot nicer. But then, also, we just have to lay a blanket over them because the lights don't turn off on them.
Yeah,
so.
it's weird if you don't know what these things look like.
That's fair. Yeah, it's just an electric scooter.
Several.
10.
10. Okay, so superpowers, scientific experiments. That's what we'd go with.
Yeah, maybe extra limbs.
Possibly, yeah. That's more secondary.
Maybe mind transferring.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This question's going a little long, but I don't care. That is something I would try to do.
Yeah.
Trying to be able to see through other people's eyes. Mm-hmm. And or being able to revisit your dreams or something like that. Something along the lines of like being able to like see other people's
what we
dreams.
talked about in an earlier episode, being able to train in your dreams.
Yeah.
I feel like that,
Though that as well, and it's also not ethically bad. It's like, and it makes sense. Like I feel like that stuff could happen. Superpowers a little more out there, but so anyways, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Okay, cool.
Shall we move on to some philosophy questions?
Yes.
Question specifically, just one.
Philosophy.
The philosophy question for the week: does a person's name influence the person they become?
I feel like it does, but I don't think it's one of the biggest,
You don't think it's the biggest influencer?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more, like there's a lot of different things that can influence it more for sure, you know? Like, I don't know, like different...
Bad parents.
Well, bad parents growing up
Good
in
parents,
different places.
Yeah.
Like the friends you have, the schools you go to. Obviously stuff like that, but I think that names do play a part in it because... I don't know, certain names sound like different, like characters almost,
Right. It's like, you're like, oh, of course that guy's name is Jake.
Yeah.
It's like, I've said that very same sentence about somebody that I know named Jake.
Yeah.
Not anybody I know personally, but know of. Anyways, just getting that out there to if any of my Jake friends are watching. But then there's some Jakes that don't seem like Jakes. And isn't it funny how there's some names that seem like certain things?
That's why I think names influence, because it's like that's a big part of first impressions,
Yeah.
Is because somebody else with that name, and almost always you just correlate those two people, or whatever that name you have that influence on. Like, for some reason, I know so many girls with a middle name like Elizabeth or Nicole.
Right.
Like, so many girls have that
popular middle name.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and it's funny when you meet, and I don't know how it is for you. I kind of know how it is for you, but when you meet someone with your same name.
Yeah.
For me, no offense to the other Masons out there that I've met, but I mostly don't like you because you're not me. I'm like, you're not what Mason is.
Yeah.
Even if you're older. Like, there is one Mason that I know that is older than me that I was fairly close to, and I liked him, actually. Like, I thought he was a cool guy. The other Masons, though, I'm just like, you're not me. Like, I'm me.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
Mason. I'm the Mason here.
And that's because you're a 4 on the Enneagram.
That, and also because Mason is a fairly specific name, or it's like a fairly less common. Mason is a weird name because my entire life, it has been a name that it's not like people are like, oh, interesting name, because it's a common name, but also you meet not many Masons.
Yeah.
Your name is Sam.
Yeah.
How do you feel about other people being named Sam?
Well, yeah.
I feel like you're pretty indifferent about it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm indifferent about a lot of stuff, but
I'm indifferent about a lot of things. Murder, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Stealing, take it or leave it. Sleeping, want it.
Having a podcast with my brother, not.
You just get angry when I do things like that. Okay, go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like most of the Sams that I've known, I've liked for the most part, like, there's not a lot of, okay, well, I did know quite a few Sams.
Yeah.
At my first high school.
Yeah.
I knew, I think, 5 different Sams.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the thing, is we were all so different. So it's like, it's kind of hard to say, like, Sam is never really like, oh, like that guy, like.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm listening to what you're saying. Okay. I get what you're saying. The point being that there was a lot of Sams, and so that it's kind of, and that's also like John. Like, there's not, you don't have a specific name or idea for someone who's named John.
Yeah.
Because they.
Well, yeah, that's such a generic name,
Right.
And that's the thing is,
and you're born in 2002, right?
Yes.
It's so weird. I'm not seeing Sam here on like. Oh, just kidding. Number 14, Samuel, was the 14th most common name in 2002. Which seems interesting because it does feel like there's a lot more people your age named Sam.
What's the top one?
Top one in 2002 was Joshua.
Okay, that makes sense.
That does make sense. There's quite a few Joshes. So yeah, I think it depends what name you have as to whether you sort of have an idea as to who they are. Would you like to hear some of the research that I have done about names and how they affect a person?
Yeah.
So scientific studies have shown that it does matter what your name is to a certain extent. Like, obviously, there's no big destiny. It's not like if your name is Charles, you're going to become Charles Manson, you know?
Yeah,
but there are certain assumptions
it's
for
all
certain
nature
names.
versus nurture, you know?
Right, and it is obviously a huge cultural thing, you know,
Yes.
certain names. So, yeah, scientific studies have shown that the world makes different assumptions about a boy named Tyrone than it does about a boy named Philip. And while those assumptions are often wrong, they can have a considerable influence on the course of a life. For sure.
That's fair.
What I thought was more interesting was this study that was done.
I feel like with a part of that, though, it almost starts to become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, too. You know?
Absolutely.
Is because it's like so many people, you know, when they hear a certain name, they're like, okay, this person is like this, you know?
Yeah.
To where it's almost like, am I like that, you know?
Agreed, yeah, I think... Right, like girl's name, Jessica. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times it feels like, no offense, but it could just be my programming of, like, media and all those things and characters named Jessica that they're going to be more ditzy and just like, my name's Jessica. Like, that's what that associates. But I also know, like, the Jessicas that I have known in my life slightly fall into that category.
A little bit.
Like, you have a close Jessica in your life.
Pretty oblivious to most things.
And she's fairly that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's how I feel about my own name. I like the fact that my name is Mason because there isn't a lot of Masons.
Yeah.
So this study was done kind of about resumes and names on resumes, and something that was just interesting and kind of shows the culture of America, unfortunately. Studies have found that a resume submitted under a name perceived as an African-American name, such as Lakeisha Washington, gets less attention from potential employers than the identical resume bearing a more Caucasian name like Mary Ann Roberts. But...
Interesting.
I'm not saying but. I'm saying, like, I'm not saying I get that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that's excusable, but it's like, yeah, like, that's just how, like, unfortunately, how the culture
it's believable.
is. Right.
You
like,
know,
that study
like,
very much makes sense, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like...
Because, and here's an interesting thing along with that. One study found that 30% of African-American girls born in California during the 1990s were given names they shared with no one else born in the state that same year. Which, my further comments as you will, but it makes sense. And I'm only saying this because I worked in the service industry and I had to take a lot of names. But that's why there is a lot of, like, African American girls specifically that have names you have never heard of or you've never met another one before. Like that stereotype in a way is just like has like this fact just sums it up, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know why that was a trend. I guess probably because people like to just name their kids unique things.
Yeah.
But this particular demographic just happens to fall into that during this time period. So
I find it interesting
I just think that's interesting, yeah.
Like, my name, for the most part, I would, not as much your name, a little bit. Anyways. But when, you know, it can totally be a female or male name, you know?
Yeah.
And I find that interesting, but I feel like most of the time with those names, it is predominantly one name, you know?
What do you mean?
Well, like, Sam, I know mostly male Sams. I know a few female Sams.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it's like...
I knew I knew two female Masons. But her name is spelled Maysen. And I was like, no, that's not how you spell it.
That's another thing is, like, you know, that's the difference is because it's Samuel or Samantha.
Right.
So there's, like...
Yeah.
It's
so
a
it doesn't
different
really
name,
go
but
both
it's
ways.
just it's
What's another one
Sam,
of those names?
you know?
It's like
Tyler.
Yeah. That's an interesting one because the Tyler that we knew growing up, very masculine,
Very
you know.
masculine.
So it's kind of funny to think of like girls named Tyler, but it totally makes sense because I also knew I was pretty close to a girl named Tyler as well. Here's another interesting thing that I think is very much has to do with kind of both of us. I guess everybody, but research indicates that people are unconsciously drawn to things, people, and places that sound like their own name. And this condition is called implicit egotism, which I'm like, totally. Like, what do you think? Like, that's why you love ham.
It's my favorite food.
It is so why you love ham.
I don't like ham.
I know.
Well, I mean, I like ham. But...
What else do you... Well, you don't like to wake up in the a.m.
Okay, well, that's not...
What do you think? I'm trying to think of things that I like that sound similar to my name. I'm thinking things that specifically rhyme.
Well, like, for instance, for me, it's like the letter S, you know?
Right, it's very pleasing to you.
Yes, because, you know, Sam.
Uh-huh.
So that's a big thing is, like...
I like the name. I like the letter M.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like people are more attracted, especially to, you know, the first letter of their name.
For sure.
Like their initials and stuff like that, because that is so much more common, you know?
Right. It's
like
your...
S, like, I don't know.
I don't know, like it's your tag, you know?
Exactly.
I think names are really weird. I think middle names are extremely weird.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird that it's like...
We have like a first name and a last name, but there's a lot of people that can have your first and last name, so then we have to throw kind of a middle name in there that really only serves for an identification purpose.
Yeah, and it's like, it's middle initial, you know? It's never... Like, when you're signing forms and stuff, it's always middle initial.
Right, like they're like, we don't need the whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
like, we get it.
We just
R
need...
or H or S or D or whatever.
And then also, I feel like it's pretty egotistical to name your kid your name.
Dude, yes. It is something that our generation, or at least our parents' generation, really didn't do. But the generation previous did do.
No, it's true.
There's a lot of, like, John Juniors
and, you know,
out there.
years and years before that, you know, there's, like, all the kings and queens and stuff like that it's, like, Harry the Third.
It used to be that you were named after a family member.
Exactly.
And, like, most of our family, most of the siblings are, but I'm not.
Yeah,
which
well, I
do like.
I am, but it's like, it's just...
Mom loves to say I was named after the jar.
Yeah. Mason. My middle name was after Harrison Ford.
Is it really?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
Yeah. I didn't know that until, like, a few months ago.
Who told you this?
Mom.
That is bullshit.
Yeah.
My middle name's Robert. I got that from my grandpa. Love you, Grandpa, but Harrison Ford is odd. It's Harrison Ford.
It's true. It's like...
You have to start telling everyone you know this.
Yeah, like
Samuel Harrison Beals. Harrison like Harrison Ford, yes, named after Harrison Ford.
Like, I didn't know that, and then Mom's like, yeah, it's just because, you know, I liked Harrison Ford. And I'm like, you're telling me this now?
I'm so jealous. Like, I've never felt jealousy towards you, ever. And this is the first time. Oh, that is funny.
Yeah.
But names are weird, but yeah, like... Again, going back to naming your kid something, like I think about naming my kid Mason, and I'm like, no, like he's gonna just hate me.
Yeah, the only reason like I would is just because I liked growing up named Sam, but I wouldn't like being.
But that's just because that's your name.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, I wouldn't like like being grown up as like my dad's name. You know, I'm like, like our dad is a junior.
Right.
You know,
I would imagine like I would maybe want to name one of my kids John because I just think that's a good name, and I like our dad.
I think
I like him. He's pretty cool.
He's a cool dude. You know.
He's fine.
But I would say that there's something to naming your kid after a family member.
Yeah.
But not after yourself. You know, I feel like that's kind of a hard thing to say. Like, why? You know?
Yeah. It just feels like it just doesn't happen really as much anymore.
Like I know a few like.
People your
kids,
age?
named, you know, that.
But it's much more rare, and I don't think our generation is gonna do it at all, unless they're the generation that brings it back. So, but I really doubt it. Okay, Sam. So I have collected the list of most popular baby names for 2018 for both boys and girls, and they could also be gender neutral as well.
Cool.
They're just names. So, how about you try to give me your top 5? What you think is the top 5? I have 10. I don't know if you want to try to answer 10.
For what? This year.
Yes, for this year.
This year.
And I will create a list as you're saying them. So, what is your number 5? You think?
Number 5.
Don't be looking at my list.
Gosh, that's so hard. There's so many names.
All right, but what do you think? Just give me something.
I don't know. I'm just gonna.
They don't have to be in order. Just try to give me
Okay, I'm gonna say I'll give you 2 girl names, 2 boy names, and 1 neutral.
Go for it.
Okay, Olivia, Isabel.
Give me a second. Okay.
I'm gonna say Mark.
Okay.
I want to say I don't know, Jason, something like that. Probably not.
I spelled Jason wrong.
And then,
Which is ironic.
I'm gonna go with, Tyler. I don't know.
Okay.
Those are my.
What would you like to know first? Boy or girl names?
I don't care.
Number 10, Jacob. This is men.
I was gonna say Jacob.
Number 10, Jacob. Number 9, Lucas. 8, Ethan. 7, Aiden, spelled Aiden. 6 is James. Number 5 is Mason. Number 4 is Logan. Number 3 is Elijah. 2 is Noah, and 1 is Liam.
Liam.
Yeah, Liam makes sense. I feel like there's a lot of people naming their kids Liam.
Yeah.
That feels that one.
That definitely.
I'm surprised that Sawyer isn't on this list. I felt like Sawyer was so popular a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Left and right babies were just being named Sawyer. Here's don't look at the list. Number 10 is Grace. Number 9 is Isabel.
Got that one right.
Number 8 is Sophia. 7 is Mia or Maya. 6 is Lily. 5 is Ava. 4 is Emily. 3 is Isla. I have never heard that one. Isla.
I don't know.
Isla. 2 is Amelia, and number 1 is Olivia.
So I got both the girls' names.
Yeah,
right.
You got it.
That's great.
That is really cool. That it's both Olivia, but good job.
Yeah.
You got Isabel and Olivia.
But Tyler was.
It's really interesting that me, Olivia, and Logan have all our names are in the top 5 this year. Great. So, but to kind of summarize everything, your name does have an effect on who you are, but it really doesn't truly fully, determine where you go.
No, that's what I thought, because I'm there's always gonna be, prejudgment,
True. No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what,
It doesn't matter what your name is.
But yeah, it's true. But
People will just look at you and make a judgment.
Your name is the first thing usually.
Right.
Not the first thing, but
people usually forget it.
Exactly. But there's always still that connection that they make, that they're like, oh, I've met a previous person with this name. So
I'm just happy I don't have a generic name.
Yeah.
I'm glad that our parents tried a little bit different. I got to see what the top maybe names.
I don't know. I feel like there's so many Jakes.
Right. There's a lot of Jakes. There's a lot of Dylans. There's a lot of...
a few Dylans.
I feel like there's quite a few Dylans.
Probably more closer to your age.
Yeah. Let me see.
I know some Austins. But
yeah, Austins. There's quite a few.
Older.
There's quite a few Austins. So, yeah, in 1997, Mason was number 89 on the list.
Wow.
Way the F down there. So, I am pretty rare for my age. So, that helps my ego. All right. I think we answered that question to the best of our ability. All right. Best of our abilities. Sam has to poop, so we're going to break, and we'll come back to the next question. Okay, so next question. Got a couple of would you rathers here, Sammy.
Got it.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
This one's easy. I've heard this one so many times.
Really?
100 horses that are the size of duck.
You win no matter what.
Oh, then duck that's the size of a horse. That's so much.
So great.
If I win no matter what. Yeah, if that thing's coming at me, that. But if it's
for those listening, that was me making a giant duck noise.
Fair. That's a good point. But yeah, if there's no chance of me losing, then big ass duck.
Actually picturing this is both either way. Just a bunch of tiny horses. Just first off, do they really attack people? They don't. It's if you get on top, of them and they don't want you there, they're just gonna buck you off.
Yeah, but I feel like the big thing is the fact that it's like they're for some reason coming at you. And
They're trying to kill you.
Yes.
Also, horses, they don't like their musculature, no matter what, is damn good.
It's true, but I'm like, if they're the size of a duck,
like it's gonna. You still have a struggle.
How big
like
is
the
duck?
struggle is gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same, maybe. What? How big is the duck?
Yeah,
it's like a regular sized duck.
Yeah,
like it's a duck, like that big. So horses. So 100 horses this size. This probably works not well for audio listeners.
Exactly. So I'd say like about a foot long.
About a foot long. Yes. Yeah.
I'd say that.
A foot long and probably about.
I'd say like half a foot tall or something like that.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know that way ratio works out.
If it changes, like, my chance on winning, if that, like, changes, then, yeah, I'm fighting 100.
What are you going to fight with?
I gotta pick something?
Oh, do you think you're just going to fight them with your hands?
Well,
How could you kill 100 tiny horses?
If it came down to they're actually trying to kill me, I'm stomping on all of them. If I got to pick something, then yeah, steel-toed boots.
Steel-toed boots? Why not a sword?
Because I'm not going to swing a sword down at the ground like that. No, I'm just going to stomp.
But they're like
stomp
jumping in the air, and you're just like,
they don't
like
jump like
Fruit
that.
Ninja. Yeah, I guess. Well, they can jump pretty high.
They can jump like
probably up to like your kneecap.
Exactly.
Well, probably up to your waist.
I would not say up to my waist.
Think about a foot high, though.
If
they're already a foot high, they can probably get, like,
if they're proportionate,
mid-thigh at least.
Yeah. Either way, I can push them down, stomp on them.
Either way, I would rather go with one horse-sized duck.
Yeah.
Because then I would have a sword, and I would... We're saying no guns.
Okay, but... No, it would actually be really
just
fun.
Making up this shit as we
go. But it would be really fun to go against 100 duck-sized horses with just, like... a golf club.
Right.
It's horrific to think about.
But we're talking about it's super make believe.
Yes.
But it's also hilarious.
Yeah. I'd go with that like
okay, so yeah, this is a scenario. It's 100 duck-sized horses with a golf club or one horse-sized duck with an anime sharped blade.
Yeah,
like
either that or
the sharpness of like a blade
if
from
anime.
If
I couldn't lose and it's just like for fun or whatever, brass knuckles.
That'd be great.
That just beaten down.
What is wrong with us? We played way too many video games and watched so many superhero shows.
I think that would literally be so much fun just to
hey, we're just talking about like virtual reality basically. Like,
yeah.
2 different levels you could play, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would probably... But I still want to fight one big thing instead of a bunch of small things. You know, like, to, like, I would rather like a dragon, basically.
Yeah, I'd rather that, but if it...
Came down to, difficulty.
Yeah, if, like...
You think that 100 horse-sized duck... Well, again, a duck is, like, kind of awkward, and, like, what is it going to do? Whack you with its feathered wing?
But if it's
horses
the size
could just,
of
like,
a horse...
Keep, like, using their... hooves to just like crack down on your knees.
If you can just like,
if they get you on the ground, if they happen to like just overcome you and start just trampling you, they could kill you.
Yeah, but they're not that heavy. They're only like a foot long.
Still, if they're all beating the shit out of you,
yeah,
with their hooves.
as long as
hooves.
It's true, but I would still.
They have rocks for feet.
If I get a golf club, they're not getting anywhere close to me.
Maybe
I'm
maybe
swinging
they're coming
back
from
and
like
forth.
a circle. It's not maybe all one way. Maybe it's spread out through a few days, and you never know when a duck-sized horse is gonna attack you.
Just like
you just hear a
wave of them.
You just hear like and you turn and look, and then there's a fucking little horse. I'm still gonna go with the duck. Like just one big battle with one giant duck.
Yeah, but I'm like, if it's the size of a horse, that thing's like
it's not that big though. Think about that. That's not that. I keep thinking
big.
Even bigger. Right, but like it's just still slow and awkward and hollow bones.
That's fair. It would be very easy to take down, but still, I think
more satisfying. To
it
me.
would be, but
it's
so yeah. Let's
big
just go
kill.
with no matter what we win. Then I'm still going. Yeah, I'm going with the big duck.
Okay,
and I'm going with
duck.
brass knuckles.
Big Knuck, brass Duckles.
What?
I'm doing
That
what did I say?
big Knuck brass
Duckles.
Duckles. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways.
Okay, big duck brass knuckles, and I'm gonna go with big duck big sword. All right, that was dumb.
Great, but dumb.
Another would you rather question. Would you? Sorry, I'm still kind of catching my breath from that last one. Would you rather begin every sentence with "Hey idiot" or end every sentence with "Haha, I was just kidding"?
Ooh. Like every single one, because then you can't be like
Every single one, both times. Think about if you're at a funeral. Either one is terrible.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
But I
Hey,
would
idiot. We'll miss you.
But if they knew like
Just kidding.
if you
will be missed.
had
I was just kidding.
yeah, if you have no way of stopping it, then I would definitely probably go with "Hey idiot," because then you could explain like I have this condition. Hey idiot, I have this condition to where I say "Hey idiot." I swear I'm not joking.
Hey idiot. I just kidding. It was the end of a sentence. Right. But if it was haha, I was just kidding. It's like I have this condition where I have to say haha, I was just kidding. Haha, I was just kidding.
Well, you could just stop the sentence at haha. I have this condition where I say, and then you end up saying haha, I was just kidding.
Yeah, either way, you're not going to have friends. But so which one do you prefer? Hey idiot?
Probably "Hey idiot."
But what if you're just like
For this, I'm thinking job interview.
right, that sucks.
Yeah.
You would not be able. See, I already have a job, so
Yeah.
maybe I would just be fired because I like my boss. I'm like, hey, idiot, are we going out on that shoot tomorrow?
Yeah.
But people would get used to it, and I think, but also my environment is like it's fairly professional, so they would not want me to interact with any clients ever.
It's true.
So I probably, but then if you said, haha, I was just kidding, it's basically
No one could take you serious.
exactly nobody would take you seriously.
Yeah, so I'd go with the "Hey idiot" thing, because at least